Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And in today's video, I have another update for you guys on the Sprint and T-Mobile merger. As I made that video yesterday, shortly after, rumors started that the state AGs of 10 states were going to sue against the deal without even knowing the terms or the additional concessions that the Department of Justice may put forth. So at about 10:30ish yesterday, official paperwork was released of the lawsuit that they're filing. And then at 2 p.m., I watched the live press conference, and this was led by the state of New York. So as I mentioned, the Department of Justice had no idea that the states were doing this yesterday. They had insight that the states didn't like the deal and that they were going to sue, but the Department of Justice did not know that they were just going to come out yesterday and say that they're suing. So it looks like the states are taking charge. They're forcing the hand of the chief of the Department of Justice. They're saying, hey, let's go. Let's hear something from you. We want to know what the additional concessions are. But if you approve, we're going to sue. Now, what does this mean for the deal? It doesn't mean much. If Sprint and T-Mobile have the backing of both FCC and the Department of Justice, this lawsuit of the states doesn't mean much. They are going to cause a delay a tad bit. The additional motion that was filed that while this lawsuit is ongoing, even if the Department of Justice approves this deal, that the companies stay separate. So while the lawsuit is still on, the companies may not do any integration process in terms of network or customers. So I think this will get thrown out on court if the Department of Justice approves. They may, in a worst case scenario, win at the lower courts, but then T-Mobile will appeal, take it to a higher court, and the states will lose there if they want to spend those additional resources. Now it's all up to the Department of Justice. I do want to say one thing. I've talked to different people about this. If the Department of Justice chief gets on board and decides to sue with the states, then both Sprint and T-Mobile are going to pull out of this deal. With the Department of Justice filing a lawsuit alongside the states, it turns into a whole different monster. And at that point, the Department of Justice is against it. Then both companies can leave the deal without any fees. So as long as T-Mobile and Sprint right now, as the merger's ongoing, don't pull out, then there aren't any fees. But right now, I believe if T-Mobile pulls out and it drops Sprint's credit rating, then T-Mobile is going to owe Sprint $600 million. But if the Department of Justice interferes and says, no, they don't like this deal, then both parties can pull out of the deal at no cost. So this is getting very interesting. We should hear some more today. If not, I have a feeling that we might even get a insight on the Department of Justice chief, or we may even get an official statement today. This forced him because the states are now coming out and saying, hey, we're going to sue no matter what. So definitely stay tuned to the channel. I just wanted to keep you guys up to date. Make sure you drop all your comments in the comment section down below. And then I just wanted to point out one more thing. There was an interview yesterday between Charles Gasparino and Peter Adderton. And I've been talking to Peter a few times, and he said the suing of the states has always been on the plate. They didn't like this deal from the beginning. They were just waiting on additional concessions. So them doing this is premature. There haven't been any additional concessions announced that are on the table. There was a private meeting between John and the Department of Justice staff, so they could have came up with a plan to create a fourth carrier. So in my opinion, this is a waste of money by the states. And even if additional states are on board with this to oppose, I don't think they're going to want to waste their resources on something like this. And as Peter said, the state's lawsuit is delusional. So definitely stay tuned to the channel. If you're new, make sure you hit the notification bell. This is Tyrone with Tech Life, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.